Okay, today we're going to play with the COBOT. This was a toy that was put out by Coca Cola. Now, obviously it's an R2-D2 style robot, as you can see. It's remote control. On the remote, the switch is normally centered, and that would be the robot not moving. If you push here, then the robot would go forward. If you push here, the robot goes in reverse and turns in reverse. There's a single 9-volt battery that goes in there. I don't believe there was anything of interest on the back. Anyway, nothing I can focus on. The toy was made in Korea for Coke, I believe in the 70s. Everything that's on the box and on the robot has the date 1977 through 1979, whatever that means. Box is all intact on this one, and here's where I was pulling up that, and here's where it talks about the batteries. There's a large styrofoam insert inside the box that the robot sits in, and here he is up on the moon. Look at that, holy schmoly. And it talks about the functions there. This is the same as the other side, and this side's a little bit different. Scale replica full-size robot. Yes, there was a full-size Coca Cola COBOT that would go around shopping malls mostly, grocery stores. It was a large radio-controlled one, looked just like this. And of course, a guy would control it and drive it around, and then they'd give you samples of the Coke products and that kind of stuff. Here's a warranty information card. Let's see if I can get that on the screen. And some more of the warranty information on the back. Had a 90-day warranty with it. Let's put that back in the box before we lose it. The robot itself, this is the battery door back here. There's a 9-volt battery that fits back inside, and then there are 4 AA batteries stacked vertically in 2 rows that control the robot. Now, I'd been wanting to do a video on this one for a long time. I don't know, I started doing these daily toy robot videos almost a year and a half ago. And I may have to take a break here because there's so much stuff that needs to be done on the property. I just don't have enough hours in the day to do both. But that's not what I was getting at. I've been wanting to show it for a long time, but every time I break it out, it didn't work. Which wasn't a big surprise to me. That old, I'm sure it's full of plastic gears, right? But I couldn't figure out how to get into it, and I didn't want to destroy the look because it's a minty one with its box and everything. And I'd gone as far as disassembling this and got in there, and I could see, yeah, right down here in the bottom there's a right angle gear that goes up through here, and it's cracked. And I'm going, okay, if there's one cracked gear, there's probably more. I got to figure out how to get in there. So I took the foot pedestal off, got that out of the way, took this brace off the legs, took them out of the way. Then there were 2 more screws down here. I took those off, and that removed a plate, and I'm going, I'm getting closer, but nothing would budge. Couldn't get in. No screws on the inside. I'm going, oh God, did they put this vinyl wrap around last and put screws into it to hold it together? No, that's not how it works. Inside the battery box, if you take all the batteries out and everything, there's a little teeny square hole about the size of your fingernail. And this top, which can rotate, well, I'm going to take this off and just show you. Right on the end of that shaft, you see this, if it'll focus? Come on, folks, see that? You can see that cut in? There's a C-ring clip that clips in there. Normally you would put a spring on here, then a washer, then it would go down into the robot like that, and then through that little teeny slot, which I say is smaller than your fingernail, you got to get the C-ring clip, in my case because I was taking it apart, out without losing it. And it's a steel, and everything's under spring tension. So once you get that clip off and you get the head off, and then wrapped all around here, this is the antenna wire, goes around 2.5 times, glued. You lift that out. This is the top of the circuit board. Then you've got 3 screws. Once you get the 3 screws out, then you can suck everything on up through and pull it out and get to it. And of course on the inside I did find, besides this split gear, this gear up here on top which turns the top was split, and the pinion gear on the motor was split. Now the pinion gear was a standard 9-tooth, that wasn't a problem replacing. Both of these are 10-tooth, but they aren't a standard diameter. They still have only the 10 teeth, but they're a little bit bigger than all the standard ones. And the shaft size that they go on the hole you have to drill is a non-standard size also. So it took me quite a while to find the gears for here and here. Once I got all the gears and got everything hooked up, it still didn't work. I went, okay, now we got an electrical problem, and this is old 70s technology in here. What ended up finding first was on the switch. It's a double pole, double throw switch. One set of the switch wasn't making contact anymore. So since it was an oddball switch, probably something from Korea, took it apart, found the part that was bad, managed to repair that, put it back together so the switch worked, turned it on, and the wires started melting and smoking, and it turned it off. So then I had to troubleshoot everything and find out where the short was that was causing the problem, which actually is what had destroyed the switch in the first place. So, not wanting to try to put the C-clip back in there, actually I think I've got, yeah, here we go. Again, the camera may or may not. I'm trying to get the parts down in the bottom where they, see if it'll focus. There's the little black C-clip, there's the washer, and there's the spring. I'm going to keep the parts in the battery box when I'm not playing with it so that they're all there in case someone has to get into it again, or in case someone thinks they're man enough to get that C-clip back in there without dropping it down inside, which would mean you'd have to take the whole thing apart, blah, 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 blah. Remember where we're at. We're going to turn it on. We're going to see if my repair work has worked out. Okay, let's get a little bit more room here. Guess I can start further over this way. And on the remote, if I push the forward button, so the head spins. There's a light in there which couldn't stop on the on position. It can stop in the off position. And there's a little beeping sound. Hear that beep? It's a small piezo unit down in there. It's not much of a beep. It's not super loud. And there's two mechanical switches that make and break, and that's what's causing the actual filament bulb. There's no LEDs in this. This is pre-LED. So that's your forward mode. And then if I push this button down, it'll go in reverse and turn. And it's actually kind of got to get it where it's not constantly beeping. There we go. Well, in fact, I'm going to shut it off while we talk here. It's kind of clever how they did this. They have a single drive wheel. This just goes forward and backwards. Like I say, there's a right angle shaft that goes up to the motor for that to drive this wheel. And then to get the turn, they just put the wheels like that. So when it goes forward, they're pulled into the straight position, and when it backs up, the friction will turn them and then make it turn. So they were able to get their turning and driving and everything from one single drive wheel. Kind of a cool design. And so there you have it. It's the crossover robot, and by crossover I mean that there are, anytime you have, let's get everything back in picture. Anytime you have a toy that's collected by many different factions, for example, robot collectors want it because it's an R2-D2 type robot. Coca Cola collectors want it because they collect anything with a Coke emblem on it. And then of course Star Wars people kind of want it because it's basically an R2-D2 ripoff. Maybe that's too strong of a term. Anyway, it's COBOT, and I haven't looked, but I would be willing to bet there's probably videos on YouTube somewhere of the full-size COBOT robots. I even had a chance to buy one once and didn't. I can't remember why. They either wanted too much money, or at that time I didn't have a place to put it It was pre having the Robothut, so it would have been back when I was living in a very small house and everything I owned was in storage. But they existed. Almost got one once. But I did get the toy. We still have it, and now it's working again.